Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this video from. As always, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Achieng, and this is a sneak peek of how I prepare my red habanero peppers. I think it's the habanero. It's the long ones. I could be wrong with the name. So I just wanted to share with you this part of the video. I usually go to the market and then I would buy the peppers because this is part of the very important ingredient that I use to make my homemade red pepper sauce. So I just wanted to give you a sneak peek of the part of the preparation of what happens behind scene before you see the red peppers. So this is a sneak peek. So when I get them from the market, they usually come green in color, like so. So what I've done, I bought them, did clean them, and what I did, I just placed them in this bowl, and then I am going to let them turn red because I want them to turn this red. As you can see, not all of them have turned red. So this is the purpose of this step. I place them in this place right here, this bowl right here, and then I take a towel, and with that towel, I cover them because you want them to stay away from light because you want them to turn red. Hence, the sauce is red. So the ingredients have to be some sort of red tone to it. So anyway, this is how I prepare them. If I buy them and they're still green, I just let them. I protect them with with a towel, and I set them like so. I'm going to place them in a dark space. It can be in your cabinetry. It can be in your a room or your pantry room, whichever it is. You just want them to be away from light, and then they're going to turn red, and then I'll proceed with preparing them. So I just wanted to share that quick sneak peek of how I do it. Sometimes when I buy them from the grocery store, they're already red, and sometimes they're not. And when they're not, this is what I do. So we'll continue with the rest of the video, but I wanted to include this part of the video so you guys can see what happens behind the scene. Thank you. So guys, this is the second part of the video. These have stayed away from the sun or any light for quite some time. So this is what we have, and this is how it looks like. So what we are going to do, I'm going to clean them, and because here in the US things do not last as long, so some of them are kind of, not as strong as the other ones, but we wanted them to turn red, so we're going to get the ones that have turned red, and then just let the other ones stay longer. And then we have our red bell peppers. So we're going to wash this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start letting this water run for now as I get our red bell peppers. This is all types of red peppers. It's the habanero pepper. It's the red bell peppers. We're preparing all of them. But the unique thing about this video today is I'm going to roast them. Usually I would boil all of these types of peppers. But this time round, I'm going to do something different. And that something different is roasting them in the oven. I've already preheated the oven, and I'm going to roast them so that it can give us a smoky flavor, and it's going to add a lot of amazing amazing flavor to our food. So this is the other bell pepper that I have. It's another type of pepper, and this is how it looks like. So I'm going to add most of it. That, set the remaining aside. And then I'm going to go ahead and kind of start adding this right here. And also we are going to use this orange, sorry, habanero. So I'm going to use 2 of them. And things get pretty spicy, so please make sure that you do not use your hands to touch your eyes, because it will really hurt, because they are very spicy, to say the truth. So just be careful and always remember that. I had to learn that the hard way. So like you can see, I'm just removing the ones that I've pleased turned red, and then I'm going to prepare those and let the other ones sit a little bit longer. Perfect. I'll let the other ones sit longer. I'm going to let this water run, and usually I use Dawn. I know it might be crazy, but I usually like using Dawn because Dawn really cleans a lot. And veggies, a lot of people handle veggies, so I just love to be safe and make sure that they are as clean as possible. Just going to clean this spot right here. This is how it looks like. I have my pans that I'm going to roast them then right here ready to go. So right now what I'm going to do is just kind of press this. Going to grab some tomatoes and some onion. So this, some of the tomatoes that I had, which are going to be part of this. I always save extra just in case. So I'm going to set that there. Going to give them a quick wash. I'm going to let that drain. Going to make sure my onion is here because we'll need this onion. I'm going to have my tray here. I'm just going to give them a good rinse. Perfect. So what I'm going to do now, I have these 2 baking pans that I'm going to use. So I'm going to place them right there on the side. use a paper towel to dry them. And then also I'm going to spray some oil so they do not stick. Set that aside. I'll repeat the same for the next one. So what I'm going to do now is start cutting this. Usually I cut them this way, just removing the middle. And then because I do not want the seed, I usually just use this a bowl to help me kind of be able to control the seeds because they can be messy. I'm going to cut this, divide it in two pieces still, but I'm just going to set them aside. This aside and proceed to the next one. Okay, so I am going now to divide this into two or even three and place them in our baking pan. Red bell peppers are really good. They have an amazing amount of water. So if you're dehydrated and you do not have water close to you, bell pepper is literally water. So you can definitely use it. Okay, now I'm going to kind of interchange the ingredients. So now I'm going to do one onion. I always add an onion because sometimes I would, some of the food that I prepare, I would add onion or I would not. So I always add some onion in this during this process so that just in case, I make sure that the food still has onion. Okay, I'm going to go proceed to the red habaneros. See, I'm just removing the seed. And I'm just going to divide them into medium sides. I'm going to place them on the side. So now I'm going to do a set of tomatoes. It is, my nose is already running, guys. That is how spicy this is. So it's not something to take lightly. Usually I have to open the door and let the door open while I do this because it gets hot. So I'm just taking off some of the seeds just to reduce a little bit of the spice level. Then you can't forget to add some habanero. I'm going to blend all of this together, so do not be worried if it's not the same proportion. Going to rinse my hands so I can show you what we have so far. And add this part. Perfect. So this is how our first tray looks like. As you can see, it has an assembly of our ingredients. I'm going to spray, and remember, I'm not adding salt because when it comes to the food that I'll be preparing and use this sauce, this tomato sauce or paste, I'm going to add spices, so no need to add right now. So I'm going to set this aside, and then I'm going to proceed to the next tray. But first I'm going to spray. Perfect. And I'm going to proceed to the next steps. Same steps that I took of the first batch. Just going to take this out. Excuse me. Once you have passed this hurdle of prepping this, it is so easy. All you have to do once it's out of the oven is ready, you just dump all of them inside into a blender. It blends and voila, literally you have your sauce, and all you have to do is just package your sauce. It is a process, but the results are very worth it. So this kind of got smashed a little bit, so we're going to fix it. Part that got smashed. Perfect. Going to cut this part. This tray is much bigger than the first one, so we're going to fit everything in here because we're going to do only 2 trays. I'm going to go ahead and interchange and add onion. You do not have to be too pretty with the sizes that you use to cut these, honestly. You just need to have a decent size. Just trying to spread them all around. Okay, that one does not have any seeds. This sauce is going to be very, very, very packed with flavor, and it's going to have an amazing texture. And that's why I just literally mix a lot to get the best of the flavors. It always makes the sauce in my dishes very flavorful and thick. So spending your time to do this is very worth it. And I know you're wondering how I'm surviving this heat. I am literally wearing my swimming goggles. They literally close all the spaces so that this juices cannot spit to my eyes. I have learned the hard way. So every time I'm doing this, I wear my goggles. They really come in handy. It's funny, but trust me, I've learned the hard way, and it was not fun at all. Gonna cut this one. Still have a few more to go. This sauce really lasts me for a while, and what I usually do, I just freeze them, which makes my life so easy. And I just defroze it and use it as I go. Whew. It is spicy, guys. I am not kidding when I say that, but it tastes amazing. Just trying to remove all of the excess. Roasting them, it's really going to give them an amazing flavor, like I mentioned. So you can prepare them or soften them in very different ways, but today I am going to roast them. I've done a previous video where what I did, I kind of boiled them to soften them in a crock pot, and then I went ahead and blended them. That is also an option, but if you have watched my previous videos, you know that I always change things up. So just making sure I'm okay. Awesome. These ones are really spicy. The smell makes you feel like you're smelling the spiciness. I can already tell. I'm going to add this on the other tray. Put this away. I am going to save this for future use. Clean my working station. And voila, guys. Ooh, it is spicy in here. I am going to put this into, I'm looking for the oil, into the oven, and I'm going to roast them for about up to 15 minutes for under 350 degrees. And then after that, we are going to remove them. We're going to let them cool, and then we'll proceed to the next phase. So as you can see, guys, they're all in the oven. We are going to let them roast for about up to 15 minutes, and then we'll remove it and let it rest, and then proceed with the blend. So our mixture is roasted, and we did make sure that it cools down so it's not as hot as it was. Usually if you add the hot contents into the blender, I don't know, it makes a weird sound. So just to be safe, I usually just let it cool down a little bit. So we have our mixture, we have our blender here that I'm going to use to blend this into a paste. And then we have our clear containers, and this is where we're going to store. This is what you're going to use to store our tomato sauce. So I am going to proceed by adding this contents into this blender. And also I'm going to add just a little bit of water at the bottom. Okay, gonna set aside. This is going to be our first batch. Going to close this. Okay. It's going to mix a little bit. This, you just have to take your time to make sure all of the contents and are blended well, and that's why I usually add some water, just a little bit, to make sure it's not too thick, because sometimes it gets a little bit thick. Perfect. This is ready and I am happy with it. So what we're going to do is proceed with adding them to our containers. As you can see, guys, this is how it looks like. Look at how thick it is. So beautiful. So I'm going to proceed with adding it here. See how thick it is? That's exactly how we want it to look like. I'm not going to make it too full, and then we're saying right here. Perfect. I'm going to set this aside and proceed to the next one. I'm going to add some water at the bottom because this sauce, it tends to be a little bit thicker, which is a good thing. Going to add more water. Second batch is complete. You can see, look how thick that is. Looks amazing already. To add it here. Perfect. Going to proceed to the next one. And once you have completed this, guys, you have enough tomato paste, homemade tomato paste that will last you for quite some time, depending on how often you prepare your dishes. So this really comes in handy. Okay. So this is not blending well because it's too thick. That's why I always have water on the side to kind of help to unthicken it a little bit. because when it's too thick, my blender tends to not really function. I'm going to add a little bit more. Perfect. This batch is ready. I'm going to go ahead and transfer it here. And then the remaining, I'm going to use this big one. Perfect. This can get messy sometimes, so I always have a habit of cleaning as I go to make my work easier. I'm going to add a little bit of water at the bottom and add this. Perfect. Okay. Sounds like to me we have completed our blending process. To set that aside and pour this here. That. And usually since there are some parts kind of sticky down, so I usually just add a little bit of water because I do not want to waste any of this. and remove all of the paste that's sticking on this side. Set that aside. Mix this. Perfect. So guys, believe it or not, we have our tomato paste, homemade tomato paste, ready to go. I'm just going to give you a sneak peek of how amazing. Look at that. This is how thick the tomato paste is. It is amazing. And when you add it to your food, when you're preparing your food, it will give you a very thick consistency for your sauce. It will really add texture to your food. So I'm going to remove just a little bit of excess, because when you freeze this, you want to at least leave some space so that when this plastic expands, it's able to have space, the expansion. So just going to do that. Perfect. Now all we need to do is just cleaning this rims. All we need to do is apply these closures, seal them. This part is very important because you want to seal them carefully. If you would like for me to create this for you, please feel free to reach out, leave a comment below. If you live in Houston, Texas, or in the US, please feel free to let me know, and I can definitely create this for you. And voila, we are all set, guys. This is our homemade tomato paste that's custom made. It has amazing flavor, amazing texture, and it will add amazing texture to our food. I love doing this, and we have enough for quite a while, honestly, because I don't use that much, So I'm going to freeze this, and then I'm going to leave one in the fridge so I can use it as I go. But this is how I create my tomato paste. So guys, please let me know what you think about this video. It's one of my favorite prep. I like prep. I usually prep for the garlic, which I've shared a video. Please make sure you go and check it out. And then I usually do the ginger prep, and then I do the tomato sauce prep. These are ingredients that I use every time, and having to prep them every time, it just does not make sense, and I do not have time. So doing this helps me to just get things ready and makes my cooking more therapeutic and more fun and peaceful. So let me know what you think, please, guys. If you're watching this video, if it's your first time and you have not subscribed, please just click the subscribe button. That's all it takes, and I promise you, I will take you to a journey where you will see a lot of cuisines that you never even thought that could be created. So I really appreciate my already subscribers. God bless you so much. And until next time, I hope you enjoyed this video. God bless and bon appetit.